Welcome to RotoWire TV. I'm Heather Ankeny. He's Chris Liss. We're talking fantasy football. So we're just a few days before most people are going to draft.
Many have drafted already.
Well, yeah.
A lot of drafts this weekend.
I had two last weekend, and then I have one more this weekend.
Okay.
But I know a lot of people are drafting right before which I think you should, personally.
Well, people are so scared, like, oh, I don't want to draft someone, then he gets hurt in the preseason.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
No, but I mean, come on. That's part of handicapping what's happening. Like, oh, I don't know if Ryan Matthews will be ready or Trent Richardson, but isn't that part of sort of the game? Isn't that?
Well, that's kind of like for daily leagues. I was just thinking this first week for daily or weekly leagues is going to be really cool because there's a lot of people you would start just week one and then not, for the rest of the season. Kind of made me want to do a weekly league. Do you do a weekly league?
You mean like a daily, like one of those like contests?
Yeah. No, not like a contest, but where you like draft, or I guess you're competing against other people.
Just for 1 week.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I do it once in a while. We do it with RotoWire. We do some contests.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Sure. But that kind of leads into what I was going to ask you, which is rookies, right? I mean, we've talked about drafting rookies, but I'm for keeper leagues, where you're going round 15 and round 16, I just want to know, I want you to tick off some names of some rookies that you would take very, very late, like Wilson in Seattle.
Yeah, Russell Wilson, but he's not going to go late in a keeper league. He's going to start going early because he can run and he looks really good. He's going to get the starting job. But yeah, Russell Wilson's a guy that people will take. I mean, Ryan Tannehill. I mean, he's fast. He's a mobile guy. He wasn't a quarterback initially. I think he was a wide receiver, and he's a huge guy. I mean, he might eventually be a really good fantasy quarterback. Some other guys, we talked about Isaiah Peed before, Robert Turbin. Those guys, are backing up backs that, Marshawn Lynch has some mileage on him, and they gave him a contract, but I don't know how many more years he has as a feature back. Steven Jackson has definitely been around a lot, has a lot of mileage on his legs, has taken a lot of damage. So those two running backs you could probably get late also.
But are there some people that just...
Super late?
Yeah.
Nick Toon on the Saints.
Okay.
He's kind of their fourth receiver. He's a little nicked up, but, in that system, he's Al Toon's son. Al Toon would have probably been in the Hall of Fame if he didn't get hurt. So that's one guy. Who else? Some deep receivers that have been there. I mean, Stephen Hill of the Jets is not even going to go that deep. He's probably a starter.
Okay.
Ruben Randall of the Giants, he's their number 3 right now.
Yeah.
But, Knicks gets hurt a lot. So those are just a few guys. But, I mean, obviously, Justin Blackmon's going to go early. Trent Richardson, Doug Martin are going early, even in 1 year.
No, I know. And I'm specifically asking you for the future.
I mean, Mohamed Sanu, okay. Marvin Jones on the Bengals. I mean, one of those guys could hit. I think Jones has looked a little better in the preseason. We talked about Bernard Pierce, back up to Ray Rice. If something were to happen to Rice, he could be big. I mean, running backs, any running back, regardless of the pedigree, could always blow up. It's pretty easy. It's just situational for running backs. LaMichael James, super fast. Usually they think those guys are too small for a featured role, but then work done becomes a star for 5 years. And Tiki Barber's a star in the NFL, borderline Hall of Fame type of player. So being small doesn't really mean you can't succeed as a running back. So LaMichael James is a guy that I would definitely stash.
And then anybody that just probably might not even play this year that you would let sit on your bench to have for next year?
I mean, Ryan Broyles of the Lions. I mean, he'll be in a good situation alongside Calvin Johnson. I mean, I don't love Matthew Stafford, but he does have a big arm. He is mobile, and it's a good situation in Detroit. So, Ryan Broyles is a guy that you could maybe stash for later. I mean, I wouldn't, in a one-year league, I've seen guys draft him, and I'm thinking, why would you draft him? There's just no reason to. But in the keeper league, these guys have some value. I would just caution against one thing in a keeper league.
Yes.
Is that NFL careers are so short, and it changes so fast, like whether a guy's viable or not. I mean, think about Ocho Cinco 2 years ago, and now he's just gone. I know he's older, so that's not the greatest example maybe, but there's guys like Rudy Johnson. Remember him? He was like a top 5 pick, top 10 pick on the Bengals. Rudy Johnson, the running back, he's got like 14 touchdowns. Out of the league, 2 years later.
Okay.
I mean, these guys, especially running backs, but just a lot of players, it cycles really quickly. So pretty much draft your keeper league like you would a regular league. The only exception being some of these rookies and second-year guys that are backups, and that maybe in a year or two will be good. But you almost, instead of speculating on them, just speculate on a guy who could be good this year.
Yeah.
And then also might have some keeper value.
Great. I'm gonna have to rewatch this and write all those down. Thanks, Chris. This is RotoWire TV.